happening right now. Things wrapping up at the state capitol.
Yeah, in just the last hour, we learned the bill banning the sale of certain Glock-style pistols has passed, bringing an end to a marathon debate overnight. Lawmakers pulled an all-nighter to move it forward to the governor's desk. Lawmakers were concerned those components turn pistols into automatic machine guns. Lawmakers won't get much sleep. They have a long day ahead with just hours left in the legislative session.